Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the February 9th, 2020 full moon in Leo. Now, this may be a little bit abbreviated. This is a very kind of impromptu full moon in Leo. In interpretation, I'm going to give delineation of this full moon in Leo on February 9th, 2020. Now, the thing about this is, looking at this, the full moon, in astrology, first, as far as basically what the full moon means for those of you that may not know, full moon astrology can represent the completion or culmination of end of something. Being in Leo could be one that could be very dramatic, very loud, very boisterous. It could also, this is where you can have a very strong unleashing, outpouring of emotion at this time, and what was suppressed or held back has a better chance of being unleashed and coming out at this point in time. Now, could also be full moons in astrology can also be about revelations or unveilings. This could be about a revelation or unveiling, of something that that had been hidden for some time and does come out. And again, being in Leo, again, of course, it could be in a very flamboyant, could be a dramatic type fashion in the way it comes out. This could be, when you become full moons in astrology can be when you're complete, when you're tired of something, when you're exasperated, full, so to speak, become aggravated over something. It could be something that had been going on for persistently for some time, and it could be something where you're saying, enough is enough. And being in Leo, this could be about where one could simply, in a lot of cases, be tired, exasperated, or full, so to speak, of not getting enough accolades and credit and recognition or praise, or if you feel you've done things that are very laudable and things that you should have gotten some accolades and even some notoriety, and you've gone under the radar for some time, this could be a time where you really are tired of it and are saying, okay, enough is enough. I want my full recognition at this time, and adulation and praise or what have you for doing what I am, for what I have done or accomplished. Now, when you're talking about full moons, going back to the fact that this could be, you're talking about, in Leo, of course, this could be a very strong outpouring, a very loud, vociferous, boisterous type emotions, and one that could be very attention getting. This could be done. Many may do something where they unleash these emotions very publicly, because we are talking about the zodiac sign Leo, which is a sign most connected with extroversion. And this could be, if this falls in, if this falls in, especially if it's in the second, sixth, or 10th house, which I see as like, career job houses, this could be the completion or culmination of a Leo type career or profession for some of you. It could be something where it could even be circus performing in some cases, something with entertainment, something with acting, being an actress, doing something sports related. Golf is strongly associated with Leo as far as a more specific sport. It could be something where you were working in something with acting and not necessarily being an actor, but or in entertainment, like in film production. As an example, it could have been something where maybe working as a cardiologist, anything that could be Leo related, lion taming. So, those are some examples, but this is a time too where this could be about a revelation or unveiling of something, some qualities that may come out in the open about somebody that you may not have been cognizant about previously. This could be a period or a time where maybe you become more cognizant of maybe somebody that might be overly flamboyant or ostentatious, or just somebody that's very attention seeking or arrogant, egotistical, or domineering even. It could be something like that may come out at this time. In some cases too, and especially if this is hitting, say if it's hitting the first or the sixth house in one's natal chart, it could be a revelation or unveiling of something physical that may come out. It could be a physical issue, something Leo related, something like with the heart or the upper back, something that could be associated with the Leo issue. And especially say if this is in the sixth house and it's making it in conjunct to your ascendant, or if it's in the first and it's conjuncting one's ascendant, that could then make it even more prominent, more pronounced. But the thing about this too is that, I mean, of course, full moons in astrology, they can impact or affect all signs collectively, but especially in this case, the zodiac signs Leo and Cancer. Leo, of course, because it's going to be in their sign, and Cancer, of course, because Cancer can simply be impacted and affected by all transits and phases of the moon strongly, because the moon governs Cancer, rules over Cancer. And I think a lot of this could be attributed to why the zodiac sign Cancer can be so moody, fickle, and temperamental. Now, it's important when you're looking at like these full moons in astrology to look at the house that it falls in, because of course that could impact the delineation and interpretation. Mine is going to fall in my fourth house, so this could be, maybe, I don't know if I'm going to become tired, exasperated, or full, so to speak, an overly extravagant living situation. It could be a time where maybe I become more cognizant, and it's more about self-revelation, unveiling about who I am at the core, such as being maybe at the core, being Leo, I can be very extroverted, gregarious, and be charismatic and magnetic, and be able to become maybe more popular and even more entertaining that I actually am fully aware of. And also look at the aspects that it makes, and also more generous and magnanimous than maybe I was aware of at one time. Now also, look at the aspects it makes to points in a chart, of course, as this could impact the delineation and interpretation as well. Now mine is going to conjunct my Venus, and this transit's also going to make a square to my ascendant and to my natal Saturn. So the fact that it's hitting the Venus might be an indicator at this time where I might really feel, or maybe I get the emotional, I get the support maybe from, it could be from women, from the public, to maybe do something in terms of some kind of home related, if I'm trying to move or something, or trying to do something that could be, it could be something home related, that could be extravagant, somewhat extravagant, that can be connected with a move, or something that has to do with my entertainment, things that are maybe that I love, that are attention seeking, such as doing these astrology videos to some degree. It's not all about attention seeking, of course, but Leo can be connected with that, and it could be getting more like public support, I believe, for that is how it could manifest. And I am doing this out of the home, and it falls in my fourth house. It's very interesting, but at the same time, it's going to square my ascendant. So if I'm trying to release any these these boisterous Leo type emotions, and loud vociferous emotions, or wanting to make some declaration that maybe I feel I'm not getting the attention I deserve, or what have you, it might be harder to project that energy outwardly, because it's going to square my ascendant at this time. There might be more of an emotional need for being more extroverted and gregarious, but the fact that it's going to be squaring my Taurus ascendant, of course, is outwardly a lot more introverted, more to themselves, more fond of enamored with domestic activities. And Taurus ascendant, can obviously have some difficulty in letting out in letting really having many people or friends in their lives. It's also going to square my natal Saturn, so at that point it's going to be a conflict as well, because my Saturn is in the 12th house, and Saturn in the 12th house energy can be about being somewhat reclusive and secluded, and the fact it's going to square it can obviously bring some conflict. If there's an emotional need for wanting to be more gregarious, more extroverted, more outgoing, the difficulty lies in the fact that if it's going to square my Saturn in the 12th house, it's going to conflict with that need for more introspection and introversion. And again, Saturn in the 12th house can be reclusive, and people with that placement can have difficulty in letting others in their lives. So there obviously could be a conflict as far as that goes. Now, another thing too is, of course, look at the other transits that take place at this time could be more magnified and amplified because they're taking place at the time of the full moon in Leo. You're going to have a triple conjunction with the black moon Lilith, Venus, and Chiron in Aries. This could be a time where there's a lot of there could be a lot of acerbic energy at this time. And keep in mind, and also you have the black moon Lilith in that mix. That's about revelations and unveilings, and it could be where you're in Venus being relationships, Chiron wounds. This could be a lot of energy where a lot of things might be coming out more about more issues that are connected with relationships and that are contentious and that are combative, and physical violence that could be connected with them. Remember that you're going to have the full moon in Leo take place at this time, and it could indicate a very powerful emotional need to want to dominate. So it's something to look at this time. That triple conjunction, that transit's going to fall, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to fall in the United States 4th house. So we might see some unveiling of some information at this time about some kind of very strong domestic violence abuse that could be going on in the United States that's really might have escalated. I mean, we know that domestic violence, I mean, that goes on, I would say, virtually everywhere in the world, but we might see something that comes out that's more pronounced in the United States this time. And of course, I'm going with, in the United States chart, I'm going with the Sagittarius ascendant chart. That is the one I like. I know there's controversy over that birth time of the United States, and whether it's a Sagittarius rising one or another one, but I'm going to go with that. As far as that goes, I like the Sagittarius rising chart for the United States. But anyway, and also too, you're going to have, what's going to be good at this time too, you're going to have the full moon in Leo make a trine aspect to Mars in Sagittarius, which could be very auspicious because this could give added, you could say, energy that could be very expansive, enthusiastic, exuberant energy that could be added to the completion of what this could be in terms of this Leo full moon energy. And also the full moon Leo is going to be at 20 degrees. And as far as Sabian symbols go, well, 20 degrees in Leo, this could be a time for a lot of self-reflection. Being at 20 degrees, it can be something also, I mean, looking at this as well, and a lot of self analysis maybe done at this time, and it could be really maybe understanding, maybe seeing some Leo qualities you may at least embody. I mean, even if you don't have the sun, moon, or ascendant in Leo, it might be a time where you might be seeing more of these qualities that were not maybe not as readily known to you, having ability to be more flamboyant or gregarious or outgoing and maybe more creative than maybe you might have been originally cognizant of. And it could also be a good period, since we're talking about the full moon astrology, for completions of things. It could be completing something that could be connected with what could be referred to as a people sign, since I'm talking about as far as this being, of course, at 20 degrees in Sabian symbols. It could be something with evolution or anything that could be considered a people science, something that's connected with genetics or things that are hereditary, and it could be a time for gaining that recognition or notoriety for that completion of it at this time. Also, you're going to have Mercury make a long conjunction, I believe, to Neptune at this time, which could also be it could be very fortuitous if you're somebody that's doing some kind of writing that could be Pisces related. It could be something Pisces Neptune related. It could be doing some writing connected with the metaphysical. Of course, the Neptune in this mix could be give more imagination to it, but it could be the completion of some writing connected with poetry or the imagination, something fantastical. The metaphysical, which includes astrology, something with chemistry, something involving drugs, pharmaceutical, something connected with something pharmaceutical. The sea, anything again that photography, anything that could be Pisces related to paranormal. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. And until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.